So you want to grow your business and you'd like to find a way to develop the strategies and tactics you need to do it. SWOT is the most powerful tool to help you do this. SWOT is often seen as simply producing 4 lists, but it's much more than this. Used properly, it's an extremely powerful analytic tool which identifies the best strategic directions for a brand to take and provides indications of tactics that can be employed within them. A proper SWOT analysis, not just the 4 lists, enables us to identify and develop the things we really can do to grow our business. We have long experience of performing SWOT analyses for our clients in many countries, making use of the knowledge and experience of people involved in the brand, through combinations of workshop sessions, individual work and interviews. Our experience as marketers adds an extra dimension to the analysis of the output. The first stage, of course, is to develop the 4 lists. This is where most SWOT analyses end, but it's really just the beginning. There are a few things to bear in mind here. First, the customer is the starting point. All our efforts are going to be aimed at satisfying their needs, so we need to look at ourselves and the outside world from their perspective. Second, we deal in facts. This is not a brainstorming session. We need information from reliable sources. Third, there's no need to produce a list if there is nothing to say, but we do need to state the obvious if it is important. 2 of these 4 lists describe characteristics that are positive for our brand, 2 describe negative ones, 2 describe our brand, and 2 describe developments in the outside world that will affect us. So we have strengths, what our brand does well, and what our customers believe we do well. These can also be advantages we have as a result of our internal resources. Weaknesses. These are what we are not so good at, the things that make us vulnerable to competitive attack, the internal factors that prevent our growth. Understanding these can make us reduce our vulnerability. Opportunities. These are not things we should do. That's what the analysis is designed to produce. These are changes in the outside world, trends that can have a positive effect on our business and that we can respond to. And finally, threats. These are the opposite of opportunities. Macro trends that may provide obstacles to our success in the market. To help us identify our opportunities and our threats, we use a process called PESTLE. This is a simple way to identify and make sense of trends in the outside world. We start with 6 headings, which are areas in which external trends occur: political, economic, social, technological, legal, and environmental. Using these headings as stimulus, we can produce lists of relevant trends and developments in the outside world and, having got our lists of external influences together, we can then assess how much of an impact they are likely to have on our business. Those with a positive impact, the opportunities, are given between 1 and 3 plus signs, depending upon how much of an impact they will have. Those with a negative impact are threats, and they are given between 1 and 3 minus signs, depending on their impact. The statements with the most pluses and minuses go on to become opportunities and threats on our SWOT matrix. We can then go on to develop lists of strengths and weaknesses. Again, we only want to look at the most important of these. So having developed our lists, we rank them, so we only deal with the most important factors. As I mentioned before, in practice, we can produce these lists through workshop sessions, through individual work by us, or after interviews with people involved in the brand. We now have our 4 lists. This is where most SWOTs end, if they even get that far. The SWOT analysis is really about combining these lists to form a matrix and seeing how we can best develop our brand in the market context to reach our objectives by combining our strengths and weaknesses with opportunities and threats in the outside world. These combinations provide 4 sets of strategies which are useful in different business situations. Strengths plus opportunities equals competitive advantages. These are the bases for a positive strategy. These are the strategies which can be implemented with the best chance of success. Strengths and threats equal defense. These are strategies that can prevent negative development. Weaknesses and opportunities are temptations. These are strategies that might be tempting but have potential problems and should probably be avoided. Weaknesses and threats are vulnerabilities. These are areas of potential danger which need to be looked at closely and responded to in order to reduce the risk of failure. The SWOT matrix is best achieved in a workshop session. We use a large matrix made of flip chart pages fixed to a wall with our strengths and weaknesses across the top and opportunities and threats along the side. The matrix is then filled up with statements written on post-it notes by the workshop participants. But all this can be done by the organisers if time is limited. The organisers then collect and collate the matrix output and report it back within an OGSM framework as strategies and tactics that will grow a brand in its market. For more on OGSM and to see how we can take all this a stage further and test it in a hostile market environment, do take a look at our SWOT gaming video.